Hi everybody, today I'm going to be comparing the Tengyun 2x2 M to the YJ Mgc, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing is I want to make an announcement about the future. So as you can tell, or maybe not, I'm at a different desk setup, and this is the one that I'm going to be using. And then after that, I will be getting a poster board, so it will look more like a white table. Until then, I'll still be using this towel. I have moved all my cubes around. I am going to be doing a cube collection and a setup tour, so look out for that. Should be coming in about a week or maybe half a week. But anyway, the way this video is going to work is I'm first going to compare the two, and then I'm going to be doing an average of 12 with a voiceover on both of these, so look out for that. I would just be showing part of the average, and I'll tell you which one won, and this will be my new main. So I just want to first tell you that I've set up both of these. The Tengyun also I set up, even though I've had this for a while. But both of these have been lubed and kind of tensioned. The Tengyun was already tensioned. But so first of all, you can hear the sound. And obviously the Tengyun would win in sound because it's like the quietest cube ever. I added some lubricants to make it quieter. I can make a video on that if you want. Make sure to tell me in the comments how to set up a 2x2. Anyway, so the big thing about the Tengyun is that it is really quiet and the MGC is not. And another thing is, if you look at the two colors, I really do like the Tengyun shades better. They just look a lot cleaner to me. And the yellow, maybe I like it better on the MGC, but the Tengyun really does win in shades and quietness. But now we're going to go into feel. So the MGC is kind of heavier than the Tengyun, so if you like heavier cubes, I would go for this one, because as you can see, it doesn't feel airy compared to this one, which obviously is airy, but this one is not. And the magnet strength is both very strong on these, so there's no really difference in there. But I feel like the magnets may actually be a little stronger in the MGC, which I don't like, because it feels just really bumpy. And I've tried to lube this a bunch of times. It doesn't seem to have worked, so I just want to make a disclaimer that I swapped the springs to the softer ones, and it did get better. But with the Tengyun, I also did that, and I feel like it's not as bumpy once I set it up. It did used to be really bumpy, so I think the MGC is bumpier now. So for now, I'm going to give it to the Tengyun. But I want to get into performance. So for performance, it's a little closer. I'm going to be doing corner cutting, solve fluidity, and things like that. So first for the MGC, it basically corner cuts everywhere. I mean, this is really good for corner cutting. As you can see, I mean, more than 45. Having a little struggling, but I mean, it's obviously enough. And for the reverse, it's pretty good too. It doesn't do that much, but it basically does anywhere for corner cutting except like right here, but it basically does everywhere. And then for the Tengyun, I feel like it doesn't quite corner cut as well, actually. It can do 45, but not that easily, and if you go over, it doesn't really do it, and it feels kind of difficult to corner cut. But the honest thing is that if I'm doing solves, I don't feel like there's a corner cutting difference. Their verse is kind of similar to the MGC, but I would say the MGC has better corner cutting, so I'm going to give it for the MGC. And then for solve fluidity, so for the Tengyun, it's obviously very smooth. It's really nice to solve. So I have it scrambled up, and it's definitely pretty fluid. So this is definitely pretty fluid. But if I mix up the MGC, then you can see that the solve fluidity isn't quite as good, because I actually for some reason feel like you get more lockups. So as far as I can tell, the Tengyun does win, but in solves I feel like I get pretty similar, so I'm not going to necessarily say the Tengyun wins, but the Tengyun does win in more categories except for price. So for the MGC, the price is 10, and for the Tengyun, the price is 19. So the Tengyun's almost twice as expensive as the MGC, and this is really good for $10. I mean, I think it's the best $10 one, and it comes with like extra accessories, a really nice box. I believe it comes with like screws and magnets, which is more than the Tengyun comes with if the Tengyun does come with the pamphlet. So this definitely does come with more, and that's an advantage, and it's basically half the price. I will be linking these in the description, but this one, it looks better, it's probably better turning, but the price is almost twice as much, so I don't know how I can quite justify that. Yeah, so if the price is twice as much, so it's hard to say what I would recommend. If you're like a world-class 2x2 solver, I don't know if I'd recommend either of these because they're not maybe the best performance, but I would say if you're just getting into 2x2, the MGC is a really good option. But if you feel like you want to be more professional, I would probably say the Tengyun recommend over this. Now, the issue with the Tengyun is it does need a lot of setup, which I found, but the MGC seems to not need quite as much setup, but I don't think this has as much potential. But overall, I also do really like the MGC, and I think I'm going to stick to the Tengyun as being my main just because it's a lot nicer to turn for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this towel, and I'm just going to have a black background. That's the new color of my desk. But I'm going to do an average of 12, and let me just go switch angles. So what happened was with the MGC, as you can see here, I am doing pretty average solves. The MGC, so it is a really nice cube, but I feel like it's just not so smooth, and it like the corner cuts seem to take a bit more effort, even though it corner cuts more, like where I feel like I stop more because of the corner cuts, whereas on the Tengyun it's just so much smoother. So yeah, I am happy I picked the Tengyun. So for the average on the MGC, I got a 6.276, which honestly is a little below my average. So yeah, I definitely think I will be sticking with the Tengyun. So for the Tengyun, I got a 5.659 average. So yeah, that's more about my average and maybe even a little better. I feel like the Tengyun is just so smoother. I also did not get any sub 5 singles on the MGC, but I got 1 or 2 on the Tengyun. So yeah, I am definitely more impressed with the Tengyun, and the MGC is great for $10. But if you really want a good 2x2, I would recommend the Tengyun over the MGC because it just feels so much smoother. It's just so much nicer to turn, for me at least. And yeah, I highly recommend the Tengyun if you're looking to become really good at 2x2. And I started when I wasn't as good, but it did really help me improve. So yeah, I would recommend both of these, but if you have a higher budget, then definitely go for the Tengyun. So, see everybody later. Bye!